All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and with the recent changes to Alliance Battle, there has been a major shift in the meta, and a lot of characters that used to be looked upon as skip tier 4s or just for fun tier 4s are now being looked at in a whole new light. Some of them are must-haves if you want to actually participate in this piece of content at the highest level. So what I wanted to do today is assemble a tier list of about 30 different characters that you're going to want to build, and it's dependent on if you actually care about the rewards from this piece of content. And I love this change, and I hope that they keep improving on it, because as we are right now, there's a lot of tier 4s in the game, and we get more and more every single update. Like right now I have 64 tier 4s, and I'm way behind. So the fact that now we're looking at a meta where 30 plus characters are valuable for just this one piece of content is actually crazy, because before this it was like maybe what, 15, maybe even less. To be honest, I stopped keeping track because it got so boring and repetitive over the last few years. So big salute to Netmobile for this change right here. So two things we're gonna do. I want to go over the teams with you guys, right? Shout out to Thanos Vibs.money, right? We're gonna go over the teams, and then we're gonna basically rank these characters based on how often they appear in ABX and ABL, if there's any overlap. And then we're also going to take into consideration how well they perform outside of ABX and ABL if you don't care about this piece of content. Like if this is not your priority, like you're not tier 4ing these guys or building these guys for the sole purpose of using them in ABX and ABL, what will their value be? But at the same time, if you do have them, I want to show you how valuable they are in this piece of content, so you can double dip essentially. All right, so let's go ahead and look at round one. As you can see, Luna, Snow, and Mephisto. You're gonna see Mephisto in this list very often. You're gonna see Luna Snow a lot too, but you can see right off the bat we got two of the most dominant characters in the game. Luna Snow has actually become better than she used to be for World Boss thanks to the CTP of competition, so keep that in mind. And you can see right here for ABX, not ABL, her free-to-play uniform is actually the best option. So this is good for free-to-plays. And I also like that these guys give you alternative teams if you don't have, like Luna Snow is a premium character, but you can get it for free. But if you don't have Luna Snow, you can look at somebody that's pretty attractive like Gamora in this what's it called, a Savage? No, Wastelanders uniform, right? And same thing for Legend right here. They're giving you a look at Savage Avengers, a Ghost Rider as an alternative to Mephisto. Anyways, let's pop in. So as you can see, we have Infinite Challenge mode. We're not going to go over the characters for that, but just right off rip, I would say the meta would look something like Wolverine, Venom, and Gladiator. So just keep that in mind there. And then right here we got no restrictions. That's Mephisto, Storm, Doctor Strange, whichever one you prefer. Let's see what else we got here. We got Hope and Doctor Strange with some alternatives. The alternatives for this day is not very good for female combat. It's pretty much just these two, and they have it highlighted. When you see the pink background, that's the DPS. So right here you'd see you'll be using triple DPS. It just doesn't make sense. You'd want to invest in at least Hope if you don't have money to spend, right? And then the alternative here is just Doctor Strange, unfortunately. So you can see we can jump over to the tier list right now. We can start filling in some of these, because you're gonna see a lot of overlap. Like for example, Mephisto, most valuable, MVP right off rip. Doctor Strange, MVP off rip, just because World Boss, GBR, zombie survival, all that stuff, right? And then Mephisto has PvP value as well, so he's definitely going to dominate this list. One that's going to be super dominant, and I wanted to highlight that with both uniforms, is Scarlet Witch, with the recent change to her being human now. Both of these uniforms are kind of must buy because one's a hero, one's a villain, and there are days where she dominates. Let's see what else we got. I'll put in a couple. I'm gonna put Zeus as TBD, to be determined, but I'm looking at his rotation, I'm looking at his playstyle, and he looks like he's gonna be super dominant, and he's gonna possibly replace Ghost Rider for like a universal hero day, but we'll see. But there's a universal human day, I believe. Either way, to be determined on Zeus, right? Who else we can put in? We can put in some of the free-to-play options like Star-Lord, Sharon Rogers. Crazy, she's actually going to be ABX option for free-to-play character or free-to-play players if you don't want to invest in Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman, I would put in great because of the support value that she has for PvP, but she's now a meta pick for ABX. I can't believe I'm saying it, just because Sharon Rogers, she requires that she gets hit to accumulate damage, and then she can hit back really, really hard. However, that kind of play style, that kind of kit does not excel in ABX ABL. So that, for that reason, unfortunately, even if you have the paywall uniform for Sharon Rogers, she's still gonna pale in comparison to Invisible Woman. Crazy, her stocks just went up in this update. Okay, Crescent and Hope, I'm gonna put in good. They don't have very many days, and outside of ABX, they're not really used anywhere. So I'm just gonna put them in good, even though they are kind of necessary. But let's jump back over here. Who else? Let's see. So Bullseye. Now, as you can see, Bullseye value as a tier 4 is going up in this update. For me, I skipped over him for the longest because I just like Gwenpool more as a character. But as you can see, he has his own day where he dominates. And it's not saying male, so technically you can still use Gwenpool, but if you want to maximize your DPS, then you would obviously want to use him instead. And since technically you don't have a need for Gwenpool outside of ABX, it doesn't really matter if she's good in World Boss and Bullseye is not, to most people. Okay, so for that reason, unfortunately, I think for me, did I pick up Bullseye's icon? I'm gonna have to, yeah, it's right here. I'm gonna have to tier 4 Bullseye. You know what I'm saying? I'll put him ahead of Hope just because he has tier 4 and she doesn't. Who else do I need to put in? I gotta put Storm in most valuable as well. Do I put him, or put her rather, ahead of Scarlet Witch? Yes, because of the fact that she's, I need to still evaluate my Scarlet Witch because I don't have a brilliant on her, but Storm is really good for infinite days. All right, I need to check out Scarlet as well. I think she might be good as well, but Storm is really good for World Boss and zombie survival and stuff. So for that reason, I gotta put her a little bit ahead again, my queen there. Let's pop back over here. I figured I'll show you guys some of my thought process as well. Hulk. So I would put Hulk in good, not great, because sure, he has some PvP value, but he's not really dominating there. But you know, I'll put him in great. I'll put him in great just because of the fact that ABX and ABL, whereas these guys are just ABX. I want to separate the ABX only guys from the people who can actually do ABX and ABL. And Invisible Woman, the reason why I'm putting her in great, even though she doesn't have an ABL day per se, is just because of the fact that she has PvP value as well. Because we're looking at the character's overall value, like what is the ROI? Because eventually you want to tier 4 these guys and you're going to want to use them for more than just this piece of content, presumably, right? All right, so let's go back here. Then we got Gambit. Gambit's okay for World Boss, not anything spectacular. And we got a couple free-to-play options here. So we'll put Cable in. It's an expensive free-to-play option, but it is a free-to-play option. I don't know if I'll put him here. I wouldn't put him ahead of Star-Lord. Star-Lord is to replace this guy, or not necessarily replace, but to compete with this guy if you don't have or don't want to finish that epic quest and then buy his uniform. It's a lot that you have to investigate Gladiator, and I just don't like playing him to be honest with you. Gambit, I think I want to put him in great, because I'll show you guys why in a sec. Loki, he's losing value, but he's still hanging in there. I'm gonna be a salty Loki hater and put him in good. On this list, they didn't put Hades. They put Thanos, and I understand, but I think Hades should at least be in good. You know, he can't replace Loki, which is sad because Loki's free, but Loki's harder to play. So if your time matters more than the crystals, then, you know, Hades. But if your time doesn't matter, and you know, you don't care that you might get some unlucky Loki runs and you have to rerun and spend like 30 minutes to get a better score, then cool. But it just depends, right? Let's pop over here round 2, and you're gonna start seeing some repeats. So we already have Scarlet Witch on the list. You can see Venom making a showing here, which is really good. We got Ghost Rider. I think Ghost Rider should go in at least most valuable, just because he has PvP value as well. That's just my honest opinion. Venom, honestly, ahead of great, just because he's super good for the infinite mode. He's popping up everywhere in World Boss Legend, and he's really good there. And now you're gonna see there's some days where it's just Venom as your option, which is really good. Like, your best option is Venom. And as I'm making this video, today is that day, right? And I just cruised my way to 17 mil with a mighty on Venom. So that's kind of crazy, because I think you could get up to like 20, maybe 21 million with a brilliant on the boy, which is crazy. Venom stocks going all the way up. You heard? Anyways, man, let's see what else we got out here. So Doctor Strange is the noob friendly option, but we already have Doctor Strange in the list. We already I guess we put Luna in. I didn't get the free to play uniform, but you know, Luna I can't put at most valuable because there's not as many days for her anymore. One of the things that made her such a valuable character before was literally because she was just like, every week there was like two or three times that you were using Luna Snow. That's been cut down drastically. She's still good. She's still the best for at least one day. But as you can see, it's been cut down dramatically. And then you look at this. The boy Miles Morales has his own day. And it's not even the Halloween, I was going to say paywall, but it's not paywall, like expensive version of him. It's the hero version of him. And he's the only option that's actually solid. Ain't that crazy? Round 14, and Jean Grey hanging in there. We're gonna put Jean Grey in great. Probably put her like something like that, maybe. Like, I know it's only ABX, but Jean has value outside of this piece of content. But this is technically like a ABX ABL tier list. But again, we wanna accurately look at their overall value. We'll leave her here for now. Leave some controversy in here, and obviously we'll put in Miles. Miles is really good for World Boss. Really good for World Boss. We'll put him ahead of this. You know, he has his own day for ABL. So if he's with the ABX guys, fine. We'll put Loki here. We'll put him here. I'm salty, man. Like, Loki should have been gone, guys. Loki should have, like, they're edging us so hard. So you can start to see a little bit of repeat, but not too much. So I like that. Luna is back here again. Scarlet Witch again. Gladiator again. You know, then you see the girl Gamora as the best option. You know, Gamora best option. Hello. All right, that's dope. Right, Gambit again, which kind of crazy. And then right here we got Invisible Woman as the best option. Then we got Sharon Rogers, crazy. And this is the one that kind of shocked me. I still need to do some testing. To be honest with you guys, I legitimately thought, maybe these guys already tested it, but I'm gonna have to do my own testing. I was gonna tier 4 Kamala Khan, because I was like, if I was a betting man, I would think that she was better than Black Bolt, but Black Bolt with the final damage is, it's a beast, right? So I might have to test this one myself. But regardless, Kamala Khan is a free-to-play pick, right? Especially if you don't want to buy or you just missed the uniform for Black Bolt. We're going to put Black Bolt in right here behind these guys, right? I think Gamora should probably be ahead of Black Bolt. We'll put her in free-to-play, right? Even though she technically... Nah, we can't put her in just free-to-play. Because even though she is a free-to-play character or a free-to-play alternative, there's a whole day where she's the best option. So we'll put her there. Put her behind Miles, you know? And then final round, right here. Again, Miles, extreme, you know? So Miles is kind of crazy. Miles value going crazy. Alright, so you see right here, we got Star-Lord. And then this one right here, if you don't want to, I don't know why you wouldn't at this point, but if you don't want to, you can pick up Carol, Captain Marvel, as a free-to-play alternative. I personally wouldn't do that. Captain Marvel is really good though, but I would go with Scarlet Witch. You tier for her, you buy 2 uniforms, yes, but you have a 2-in-1. And she, in this uniform at least, she's very good in World Boss, you know? Alright. Let's look at right here. So we got Kingpin and we got Bucky. Now, personally, I got bored of using Hulk, so I use Kingpin. You know, so you could put him as a free-to-play option for ABX, ABL stuff. We got this guy also, and Bucky. Free-to-play options for you. Maybe I should move. So, I might switch back to Hulk. We'll see. If I get some more brilliance in my roster, we shall see. Right here, we got Gambit again, Scarlet again. Can't get rid of the duplicates altogether, but you can see Venom right here. And this is the list. Right, we have Gwenpool as an optional there. So it's up to you guys what you want to do. And we had a Nebula team in here as well. I think I skipped over it, but there's a option for using Nebula. So we'll put her as a free-to-play alternative, and we'll put Thanos. Where we'll put Thanos? We'll put Thanos behind. No, I'll probably put Thanos down here. To be honest, I think Thanos got pushed out. He's still better than this guy, unfortunately. But I don't know. I think this is what the list looks like in my head. I think this makes sense. You know, Zeus probably gonna jump up something crazy. Like, let me just look at it right now. Zeus probably gonna jump up something crazy with his rotation and the fact that he has so many cancelable skills. Yeah, he's probably gonna, like, this is the day that I think he's probably gonna dominate. He's probably gonna push out Ghost Rider here, because this is just hero universal male, not human. So Ghost Rider is on borrowed time if you ask me. And then what else? How many days can Zeus take over? This is just universal hero. This might get pushed, yeah. Scarlet might get pushed out here as well, because it's just hero, not necessarily human. And then let's see. A couple things I gotta test myself, but some of them I agree with. Right here is human, so Zeus can't push out nobody there. Here again, could be Zeus. Should be Zeus, to be honest. Not could be, should be Zeus. Because Ghost Rider has a couple delayed skills in his rotation. Like his tier 3 is delayed and his 3rd is delayed. Zeus is just insta cancel everything, proc on 4, then halfway through 4 you go ahead and hit the 1. Big burst of damage. So yeah, I think honestly, Zeus might actually jump up to a most valuable. Like, I think his rightful place is probably gonna be somewhere like here, but for now we'll leave him in TBD. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments though, guys. I will catch you in the next one. It's a whole new meta. Well, not necessarily a whole new meta, but some shakeups in there, like some big surprises like Miles Morales, which is crazy. I thought if Miles was gonna be on this list, it would be you know, in place of somebody like Bullseye. I honestly thought the new uniform for Miles would have made him so like he's rocking out like Charlotte Witch rocking out, a hero version and a villain version. But now Bullseye's still hanging in there. Ain't that crazy? Leave me your thoughts though. We outie.